Good evening. After watching this whole day play out here in Los Angeles, one observer wrote in the aftermath that it was exciting, sad, and confusing all at the same time. The motorcade to Forest Lawn Cemetery via closed-off L.A. freeways this morning. Then inside the Staples Center, where Michael Jackson last rehearsed. The massive memorial, at times musical, personal, even political, but also a well-performed celebration of an iconic but troubled life. It ended with the first words the world has ever heard from Michael Jackson's daughter. We begin with our report tonight from NBC's Lee Cowan, who's at the Staples Center here in L.A. Lee, good evening.
Well, good evening, Brian. It was the Reverend Al Sharpton who said today that he didn't come to say goodbye to Michael Jackson, he came to say thank you. And that drew a round of applause from both friends and family who insist that Michael Jackson has for long been underestimated. It looked like a presidential motorcade, only more somber, less ceremonial.
The 101 freeway is completely stopped.
The Jacksons' private grief became very public as a 30-car cortege left Forest Lawn Cemetery, snaking its way down closed freeways.
This is the hearse that is carrying Michael Jackson's body.
Before finally arriving at an underground entrance to the 20,000-seat Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Inside, a gospel choir greeted the casket as it made its way under the spotlights, the very same place where Jackson last rehearsed not even 2 weeks ago today. And with his voice gone, it fell to others. Mariah Carey's soon filled the void.
Where there is love, I'll be there.
Music was the centerpiece. Lionel Richie offered a spiritual ballad, in keeping with Catherine Jackson's wishes that this not simply be a secular service.
Jesus,
but for all the celebration, this was a goodbye, and a tough one for many.
Although our hearts are aching, we need to look up, where he is undoubtedly perched in a crescent moon, and we need to smile.
Jackson's achievements wouldn't fit into a single eulogy, whether in the record industry itself or that moonwalk on stage.
I think he is simply the greatest entertainer that ever lived.
That brought mourners to their feet, only to be lulled back into somber silence from the likes of Stevie Wonder.
Michael, why didn't you stay? Hey!
The memorial hit every note, from Jackson's calling as a musician to the controversy his life so often brought.
How much pain can one take? Maybe now, Michael, they will leave you alone.
Wasn't nothing strange about your daddy. It was strange what your daddy had to deal with.
The crowd became an integral part of the service when Jermaine Jackson faltered, singing Michael Jackson's favorite song. It was the audience that lifted him back up. But it was after a rendition of We Are the World that brought young and old on stage that Jackson's daughter brought 20,000 people to tears.
Ever since I was born, Daddy has been the best father you could ever imagine. And I just wanted to say I love him so much.
Tough to watch, Brian. That's the first time Jackson's 11-year-old daughter has spoken in public. As for Michael Jackson, although the family left the memorial right away, there was no sign of that hearse, and there's still no official word on just where Michael Jackson will be buried. Brian.
Lee Cowan at the Staples Center here in Los Angeles starting us off. Lee, thanks.